the giving, the openness, the fighting for our people. I want the legacy of Te Puia to continue, not just for Manaaki Tangata, but her legacy to carry on.
Dr. Russell Norman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Given that we have a situation where house prices are rising at 4 times the rate of inflation and twice as fast as wages, according to official data, are we facing a situation of market failure that is seeing home ownership become impossible for more and more Kiwi families?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, no. I mean, one thing I think we can rejoice is that interest rates are on a 50-year low, and that is one of the big factors that assist people in terms of their home ownership. But there are recommendations from the Productivity Commission that, in relation to their most recent report on housing, they think would be worthy of government attention.
He hui ki te poea marae ka tū ākua nei ki te kimi huarahi, hai awhi ngā whānau kore kāinga i roto o tāmaki makaurau.
I kind of felt like I had no more strength and I didn't have any support from my family. I was alone. The only people that were there for me were my old life friends where I didn't want to be. I was getting investigated. I got my benefit had stopped and couldn't pay rent and I ended up losing everything except for my children.
When I first met Dana, she was always down, always looked down, dressed in hoodies, no shoes. I knew she was all about her babies. I used to get a sense that Mum was trying to push them aside and deal with the issues that were happening in her head.
I think when she came here, she was very unwell. She had a lot of issues around alcohol, drugs, and she had a huge debt on her shoulders. There was a lot of stuff about a relationship, not only with the father of her children, but also with her immediate whānau as well. You've got to tread softly when somebody's really unwell.
Made decisions in my life that my parents never knew of, did things in my life that I never ever told anybody. Even being around gang members and stuff like that, you know, I thought, wow, this is cool. I used to beat males up, intimidate males, you know, that's the gangster life teaching me that kind of way of life. I'd leave and go and be out on the streets and go and smoke drugs and drink alcohol and things like that. I think it just tainted the life that my grandparents had started for me. And the more that I lived it, the more that I thought that this is life. Thinking of myself was what I was doing.
She just thought going out and getting drunk and doing those things, as long as her children were fed, that was being a good mother. Desmond was only a little baby when she came here. If it just meant that we could look after those 3 babies so that she could just have a rest.
I had 4 kids that I had to look after. I sent them up north with their grandparents and their father and decided to start making changes in my life for the good. And I met up with Whaia Whitiao, Whaia Lona, sat there and I'm like, great, this feels like, because it's at the marae, and I'm like, oh, I feel like I should be a good girl, you know, sit here like this and talk right.
So having agencies here, what takes them maybe 3 weeks is taking us 3 days. But we do it respectfully, and that tikanga is right up front.
They interview the people that they take on to get to know them and the situations they're in and if they're willing to make a change in their life. And when I got there, I don't know what it was, but I bawled out in tears and I told them every single thing that I went through, that I'm going through, that I'm where I'm at now, and yeah, that I just need help.
I can remember talking to Dana and saying to her that she needed to love herself, and that if she didn't love herself, how was she going to love anything or anyone else? And that she needed to acknowledge and be able to say to herself that I'm a good mother.
So behind me over here is where me and my children lived for 2.5, 3 months, where they helped us stay focused on the right things, positive life for my children, keeping me on track with my routines.
I don't apologise for being upfront and being honest, keeping people on track, and I think that she really wanted to make those changes. For us in my role, I had to take control of her life to ensure that she was, not only she was safe, but her children were safe. So there's different aspects right through the whole thing, but I think Manaaki is a huge part of that. In the beginning, it was like a love-hate relationship. Today, it's really natural. We can talk, you know, she can cut the pumpkin up, we're making soup, we're having this catch-up. It never ever was like that.
Kaupapa here really, to be fair and without being cheeky, is around mindset change. We really are in a strong position to get these whānaus to take a good look at where they are and give them the vision of where they can be.
And having not to travel everywhere to go and do all this different stuff made it so much easier. It was all on site right there. I just had to walk from my cabin or the kitchen to the whānau room to go and see Huri or anybody, you know, that I needed to see was right on site.
I used to always talk about aroha, I used to talk about awhi, about manaaki, about whānau. We talked about having relationships with siblings and especially our parents, you know, parents and extended whānau, which she had lost. And so I just embraced all of those things.
My goals were in life at the time, which was have a stable home and have my children home with me, you know, and then go from there. I accomplished my drug and alcohol, my parenting and all that kind of stuff, but it actually changed me as a person. It wasn't like just saying it is not the same feeling as living it and just being around positive people, and you know, it changed me as a person.
Just the little things of taking them to get furniture for their home, the little things of taking them to the home to view it so that they can confirm to us in New Zealand that they want it. Just her, she was like, really, is this my home? She came back and she told me, she goes, I can't understand why I get a home like this. I don't even deserve it. And then, you know, just the little things of saying to her, no, you do deserve it. You do deserve it. And moving them in and letting them grow by themselves, that's the difference.
I think for me it was having a family, you know, living with whānau, you know, and that's how they were treating me when they didn't actually know me. And it wasn't just me, it was everybody that came in and out of there.
And now, oh my God, she's a different person. Her personality has changed, her attitude has changed, and that's what I mean by the mindsets. You get them out of the mindset that they're currently in into the mindset that they want to be in.
I think out of all the whānaus that have been here, she was probably the one where we saw how her body revitalised. You know, just with the support, just getting herself well so that she could start dealing with some of the mamai, you know, that she was going through with her tāne, with her children, you know, and trying to manage that well. And when I saw her today, to be able to sit in the same wharekai that she used to cook in all the time for her children, and see her bubbly, talking, you know, talking about her life, I mean, then it makes it all really worthwhile.
I do meals too, so because my kids don't always eat all the food that I cook. So
you cook for other families who don't have any time?
yeah, but how I do it is whatever the kids don't eat from the meals that I cook, I store them and freeze them, and they go.
Good idea.
Yeah, and I give them to the lady that drops off to the families that need meals.
But, I'm hoping that we don't become just another agency. I want the legacy of Te Puia to continue, you know, not just for Manaaki Tangata, but her legacy to carry on. But yeah, just imagine if she was here today. I mean, she is. Wahine toa. I even asked myself, like, she was a woman, and a strong woman, and like the woman that all work, strong-minded woman, and that's what we are. And yeah, the legacy, I think she's left it on us. It's growing on us.
They helped me change my life. They're my family. Yeah, I love them all. The work that they do for all the families, you know, they still reach out to me and my family. They still give us kai. They still fill our freezer with meat. Like, I've been in here nearly a whole year. And they still ring me up, come on, we've got some kai here, please. Can you make an appointment? You know, what day can you come in? What time can you come in? Just got to come pick up this kai. And, you know, and it's not only me that they're still reaching out to. They've housed hundreds of other families that they do the same thing for. Even when I got this home, they fully furnished it, right to knives and forks. My advice is, Te Puea Marae is there for each and every one of us. If, you know, I was in this point where I didn't have any avenues in life where to turn to, and Te Puea Marae came into my life and helped change my life for the better. So if there's any people out there that are struggling in life or anything that they're going through, you know, Te Puea Marae is there for everybody and anybody that is willing to make change in their life.
The giving, the openness, the willingness to do anything, the fighting for our people, it's here. She's here. She hasn't left. I want the legacy of Te Puea to continue, you know, not just for Manaaki Tangata, but her legacy to carry on.